On November 16, 2018, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Evee arrived on the more powerful than a 3DS Nintendo Switch. As the first actual Pokemon RPG on the Switch, it really isn't that bad. But let's start out with what's disappointing about Let's Go Pikachu and Evee. Let's start with number 1. It's based off of Pokemon Go. Its mechanics. Its catching. It's all based on this game, on this mobile game. Even though it is a remake of Pokemon Yellow, it has the mechanics of Pokemon Go. That is one of the biggest disappointments. Why? It's because you're relying on funding, you're relying on money, you're relying on Pokeballs. If you do not have that, you can't do anything. It also hurts training. It takes far longer to catch enough Pokemon using the Pokemon Go mechanics to raise the level of your Pokemon in your team for them to gain experience. It's quite disappointing when it takes even longer to train than it does really anything else. And it also takes away battling wild Pokemon because of the Pokemon Go mechanics, which is another disappointment in my eyes. Though there's a lot of people who are totally okay with it, but yet, like most of them, I am not. Though I talked about some of the things, I kind of added 2 and 6 and 3 all together in one. So let's continue on to number 4. Number 4 is voice acting and cutscenes. With the Nintendo Switch being a much stronger system, with other cutscenes that we've seen in Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, it also would be a far better choice to do is to have voice acting within the cutscenes. Maybe not every single line, but at least the introduction or the most important part, like the introduction. But either way, it would help, connect with the person playing if there is slightly or some voice acting. And another thing I would like to add for number 5 is the Joy-Con catching. Using the Joy-Con tossing motion to throw the Pokeball inside the game to catch the Pokemon. Sometimes it doesn't really respond well. There's times where you hit A, you toss it forward, you do that little flick to toss the Pokeball, and sometimes it doesn't react. Sometimes it doesn't even respond. So when you hit A again to toss the Pokeball, or even just go ahead and toss it again, it either doesn't get there or you overthrow it. Sometimes you end up throwing it in the direction where you weren't even bothering to aim to throw it there, like you weren't even aiming there. And finally, if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments. And I would like to point out that this is all of my opinion from what I've seen during the gameplay. The gameplay itself is totally fine. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. And besides the disappointing parts, it gives older generation of trainers who played the OG, the original games, Red, Blue, and Yellow, a nostalgic feeling to this remake of Yellow. It also gives us a look of possibility of what Gen 8 games might look like. When it comes to legendary Pokemon, you have to battle them before you enter the catching phase. The cutscenes that occur when you encounter them are fascinating. Meltan, the newest legendary, can only be obtained through Pokemon Go, and Mew can be obtained if you purchase the Pokeball Plus with or separately. Other than that, what's disappointing about both versions? Besides that, they both look great, function like they're supposed to. Battling is very much the same, but both trainers can be seen standing behind their Pokemon like they're supposed to be, which is all what we want to see, calling out attacks, which is pretty cool. The overall greatest nacho-loving thing is your interaction with your starter Pokemon Pikachu and Evee. Their sure hit move is pretty cool, and the new moves that they can learn, like Sizzling Slide or Zappy Zap, are quite OP, even though the names can be considered quite dumb, which is supposed to be because it's for kids, right? Only kids will find that truly funny. Megastones. Megastones. It's actually quite cool how they did it for this game. There's a lot of people out there who considered this game not to be main series because of Pokemon Go, but yet to the developers and the director, it is a main series because its connection to the Kanto region and the original games, Red, Blue, and Yellow, especially Yellow, giving that you can now choose Evee as your starter. But with Megastones, there's a scene towards the end where you're looking with your rival looking for the final gem. You're at the final gem, but yet not sure. You go back to the lab where you see Blue and Oak, and they basically give you all the Megastones for just Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. And then you go from there. But if you defeat the league and you win, and you obviously win, there'll be a chance if you go back there that you will find someone with all the rest of the Cantonian Pokemon Megastones. Beedrill, Pidgeot, Aerodactyl, you get the point. Now, after you defeat the league, there's this thing called the Master Trainer Quest, where you take all the Pokemon, all of them, that you've caught, or you transferred from Pokemon Go, you've trained up, whether they're shiny or not. You battle these master trainers to get the champion, to be the best Evee trainer, the best Pikachu trainer, the best Charizard trainer, so on and so forth. But to be quite honest, the master trainers are actually far easier than just going to the league and battling there. They are, to me, far weaker than what they were considered to be, because they were supposed to be considered a challenge, which I should add that to the disappointing part, because they weren't really a challenge. Here's an example. After you beat them, you get a hint that you should go after an Evee Master Trainer or a Pikachu Master Trainer and battle them. Well, most of the people would probably have a level 56 to 65 level Evee or Pikachu, maybe even stronger than that if Pikachu or Evee is the only one that you mainly trained for the majority of your journey through the game. I had a level 56 Evee. It pretty much overpowered and defeated an Evee far stronger than what it was, which was level 75. Now, what I thought was cool was that you carry your Pokemon box in your bag. You no longer have to go to the Pokemon Center and exchange Pokemon. That was another thing that I thought was cool, which made it a lot easier. Instead of just going to a PC all the time, you can go to the Pokemon box and transfer whatever Pokemon you didn't want in your team to exchanging Pokemon out to train them, to evolve them, to fill the Pokedex. But then here comes the Pokemon Go mechanics with candies and so on and so forth, which to make your Pokemon strong without using protein or calcium or any of the other stuff, you're relying on these candies to strengthen all this up. Now it's fine and all, but it's also quite disappointing because in order to get enough candies, you have to catch them a lot, which also is what I talked about before with the money, the funds. Now there were some tricks to earn a lot of money, such as payday and battling the league constantly until you get enough to buy as many Pokeballs as you need to. But overall, this game has its fun points, has its laughter, and being able to see blue, green, and red, and being able to battle them is absolutely pretty cool. It's awesome. What I like to see continue, even though it can be a bit frustrating, hopefully they work on this for the next for Gen 8 games, is the Joy-Con controls. Make that a little bit better. And for all those shiny hunters out there who either have your own idea of how to do it your own way, for those who don't know, if you want to catch a shiny, sometimes it might happen just out of the blue, but if you want to catch a shiny, you have to have a catching combo rate over 30 at the most. Just wanted to point that out there. And with that, I think that's good enough for this review. Thank you guys for watching. Pokemon Let's Go Evee get an overall 7 out of 10. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.